On the makes of the Red Cedar, welcome into Jensen Fieldhouse, home of the Michigan State Spartans, as they get ready for a top 16 matchup between Michigan State and the Iowa Hawkeyes. Hi everybody, I'm Owen Ozas, that is Abby Larson. We will be joined by the third member of our crew, Zach Sardenik, in a quick second. But first, let's take a look at a key gymnast on each team, starting out with the number 16th ranked Iowa Hawkeyes with Clara Kaji.
Yeah, Claire Kaji, she is a senior coming into this meet. She's extremely powerful, she's precise, she's a great dancer, and she's got a great performance on floor, so it'll be really fun to watch her tonight.
I talked with Coach Rowe earlier in the week for Michigan State. He said his goal for this season is to get to 197. Each meet they keep on improving. A gymnast that can help them get to that goal is Gabrielle Stephen.
Yeah, Gabby, she is a freshman. She was Big Ten Freshman of the Week last week, but she looks like a senior. She's confident, she's precise, she's got really unique skills on all the events, so it's really fun to watch her do gymnastics.
It sure is going to be a fun night of gymnastics. Now let's send it over to the third member of our crew, Zach Sardenik. Zach, take it away.
Thanks, guys. Abby, you mentioned Michigan State freshman Gabrielle Stephen, but she's not the only star freshman in the Spartans lineup. She's joined by former five-star recruit Skyla Schulte. Schulte ranked in the top 15 in the country in the class of 2021, according to College Gym News, has had a strong start to her freshman season in East Lansing, competing in the all-around in both of the team's first two events and picking up a Freshman of the Week honor of her own in the Big Ten. Both Schulte and Stephen will be competing in all four events tonight, so we will see a lot of them going forward. Owen and Abby, back up to you.
Thank you, Zach, as we get a look at both head coaches. Abby, what's the breakdown on Larissa Libby?
Larissa Libby, this is her 18th season as head coach at Iowa. She's kept her Iowa Hawkeyes in the top 25 in multiple of her 18 seasons, so she is a great leader and a great coach for these Iowa Hawkeyes.
And now over to Coach Rowe. I had a fantastic conversation with him earlier in the week. He just keeps on improving. He's in his fifth season as the Michigan State head coach, record of 23-39. But this season just seems like something's different. And he said that. Team chemistry, he said, is fantastic. He said, quote unquote, we are on cloud nine right now.
Yeah, they look amazing. They look great. They have the most energy. They simply look like they're just having fun, which is what the sport's all about.
And now over to the competition order. It will be the Iowa Hawkeyes going on bars, vault, floor, and then beam. For Michigan State, it will go vault, bars, beam, and floor. So just looking at that, which team do you think has the advantage?
Yeah, definitely the home team with Michigan State, starting on vault and ending on the most high energy event of floor. They get beam over with quicker, which is the make it or break it event, so they will have the advantage on the rotation order tonight.
And looking at the bars to start off for Iowa, it will go Tolan, Rogers, Greenwald, Steffensmeyer, Kaji, and Henderson.
Pretty solid lineup. Lots of juniors and seniors, veterans out there.
As now we flip it over to vault for Michigan State. Much younger lineup with Lauren Shue, Nia Smith, Bailey Garcia, Skyla Schulte, Ashley Hoflick, and Gabrielle Stephen. Like we talked about in the open, she has been fantastic as we get underway with Shue.
Beautiful Yurchenko full, very controlled landing. Great way to start for the Spartans.
And I'm sure you can notice there's plenty of pink right now in the crowd and with the teams. It is the Jan Howard Breast Cancer Awareness Pink Meet.
Here's Tolan on the bars. Line full into a double back dismount. Slight hop on the landing, but a good start for Iowa as well.
As I talked with Coach Rowe, he really believes tonight this meet could be a 50-50 meet. Either way, it's all about sticking those lands and just getting those lines perfect.
Definitely. All about the details. Gymnastics, you can really go wrong with one pinky toe off the beam or one pinky toe off the floor. So Michigan State's definitely got to focus on all those little things tonight to beat this Iowa Hawkeyes team. As Nia Smith gets ready for her vault.
She appears ready to go.
Another Yurchenko full, great landing as well. A little bit of a form break in the air, but hopefully the judges missed that. Good score coming for Nia Smith.
So just after those first two gymnasts, what are your thoughts for Michigan State?
Yeah, they definitely look good. Vault's a good event to start on. Get some of your jitters out. You can take a lot of aggression and a lot of nerves out on that vault table to get a good block and good height, which is what the judges are looking for.
Now over to Ellie Rogers, the Hawkeyes.
Beautiful cast handstand. Release back up to the high bar into a pack salto. You can tell she is squeezing her legs so tight. Just her dismount left. Huge double layout. She really fought for that landing. Might have had a little bit of a foot move, but overall, a really solid routine for Iowa.
She's bumped, and so are her teammates. Last meet, she actually didn't compete at all on bars. And now we're head over to Bailey Garcia as she gets ready to run.
Another Yurchenko fall. Wow, they are really focused on these landings today.
The goal for Michigan State, according to Rowe, is to get a 49 plus on every event. They were almost there last meet, but they're gonna try it tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Working on those landings, that's the biggest deduction on vault that the judges take. So sticking those landings or taking very little hops is what they're looking for.
For Michigan State, Lauren Shue got a 9.8, and Nia Smith got a 9.775 to start off.
Definitely good scores to start out on vault for Michigan State.
Karina Tolan had a 9.7 on bars to start for Iowa. Now over to Alex Greenwald.
Waiting for those judges to get those final scores in, and here she goes. Straight body handstand. Huge ray. Those straight body handstands are definitely harder than a normal straddle body handstand. So she's using a lot of upper body strength to get herself up to that handstand position that the judges are looking for. Just her dismount left. Cranking those giants for momentum. And another huge double layout. Just a little bit of a hop on a landing. That was a huge routine. Definitely a solid performance from her. One of the more experienced gymnasts as well. Can go all around. She's a senior from Coral Springs, Florida. There was Skyla at the end of her vault there. She does a Yurchenko full like the rest of her teammates. Landing looks solid. Here's the replay of that. Good block. Decent sized hop on the landing. Great form in the air though. Now over to Allison for Iowa. Even though Allison is pretty tall, she works the bars really well. Her lines are gorgeous. Piked Jaeger. Hitting those handstands into a pack salto. Back up to high bar for her dismount. A little bit short on that handstand. Line full. Double back. Beautiful routine. She's a great bar worker.
Really nice routine for the junior from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Went to high school in John F. Kennedy. Over to Ashley Hoflick, one of the captains for this Michigan State squad.
Great Yurchenko full. Decent sized hop. Step on the landing. Judges will take a couple tenths for that, but other than that, her form, her height, and her distance looked pretty good. Speaking on that 49 that Coach Rowe is looking for, a lot of the gymnasts on Michigan State do a Yurchenko full, which starts at a 995 start value. If any of the gymnasts were to add a second half twist to that, making it a Yurchenko 1.5 twist, the start value would start at a 10.0 and would give the Spartans a better chance to get that 49 overall.
9.8 for Hoflick. Looking at the past scores for Michigan State so far in vault, Shu had a 9.8, Smith with a 9.775, also a 9.775 for Garcia, and Schulte had a 9.750. For Iowa on bars so far, Tolan had a 9.7, Rogers had a 9.775, and Steffensmeyer had a 9.75.
Definitely see the scores are pretty even starting this first rotation, as will, I assume, the rest of the meet will go.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a back and forth meet all the way through.
Claire Kaji on the bars. Veteran. Eagle grip into a straddle Jaeger. That eagle grip is extremely tough to do. You have to have really flexible shoulders and strong arms to keep your hands on that bar. Good cast handstand to finish. Two. Huge double layout. Great landing.
Really nice performance. You talked about a veteran. What advantage do you have being a junior or senior in this meet?
Yeah, it's definitely an advantage when you have to deal with the atmosphere coming into a place like Jennison Fieldhouse. It's exciting, it's loud. Stuck cold by Gabby Steven. As you can hear, crowd goes crazy. If you're on the beam, if you're on the bars and you hear that, you have to keep composure, and it definitely takes a lot of practice. So being a junior or senior, dealing with that definitely helps.
There's a reason why Steven was Big Ten Freshman Player of the Week.
There's that double layout from Claire Kaji. And a look at this beautiful vault once again. Tuck cold, sticky feet. The team loves it.
Huge round of applause for Michigan State as they swarm Steven, as she got a 9.95.
So as I was saying earlier, that Yurchenko full starts at a 9.95. So technically that is a 10.0. Her vault was perfect.
Incredible.
She does have the height and the distance to upgrade that, so maybe one day we'll see a Yurchenko 1.5 and she'll actually get that 10.0 she deserves.
Place got extremely loud for her. Now over to Henderson on bars.
Finishes up with a full in, full out. Another great landing. These teams look like they have glue on their feet tonight.
And I expect that to be all the way through. I really feel like it's going to come down to that last event. I don't know about you.
Definitely, it's going to come down to the last event and the last details on the event. Toe point, straight legs. Could come down to a couple tenths or less. There's Katie Sawyer on vault as the exhibition spot. Pretty decent sized hop, but it's good to get out there and get that practice with that exhibition spot.
So with Stevens' score, Michigan State was able to finish off vault with a 49.1. Definitely a lot better for Michigan State. That's exactly what they wanted with that score.
Yeah, it's a great way to start. You got to carry that energy over onto bars.
So for Iowa, Tolan had a 9.7, Rogers had a 9.775, Greenwald 9.750, Steffensmeyer had a 9.775, and Kaji had a 9.8, which is good enough for 48.8.
Also a good score to start. Mike Jaeger, grip slipped a little bit on the recatch.
Michigan State getting a little pump-up speech right now from Coach Rowe. He is fired up. Like he said, they're on cloud 9 right now. They are so excited. He talked about how good the team chemistry is right now with those captains, and everyone on this team is just glued together as one.
Definitely, and you can definitely tell. They look like best friends more than teammates.
Schulte getting them pumped up as well. He talked about when they were voting for captains, it could have been anyone that was voted for. Obviously, it was the seniors that did end up getting those votes, but he really feels like there's a ton of leaders on that squad.
Definitely, like I said earlier, Gabby, she looks like a senior, and she acts like it. She's confident, has energy, so I'm sure she'll be a captain in her days to come at Michigan State.
So a 48.9 for Iowa, and Michigan State got a 49.1 after the first rotation. We will take a quick break, but a really close meet so far, really exciting. Gabby Stephen just continuing her dominance. You're watching gymnastics on Big Ten Plus.
Michigan State Spartans thank our corporate partners: Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, Buick, Huntington Bank, McLaren Healthcare, Meyer, Pepsi, Rocket Mortgage, and State Farm. Spartan fans, it's time for the gymnastics shuffle. If our contestant can't put answers correctly, she will receive a Spartan prize pack. Let's see how she does.
Just let me know whenever. Welcome back into Jenison Fieldhouse. Zach Sedenik here. After one event, Michigan State has a slight advantage over the Iowa Hawkeyes. And for 2 years, Linda Zivit waited, hoping to get a chance to compete here on the floor at Jenison Fieldhouse. And in just a minute, she will get that chance. But as a member of the Iowa Hawkeyes, Zivit transferred from Michigan State to Iowa. She'll be competing in the vault for the Hawkeyes next. We'll have to keep an eye on that one going forward. Owen and Abby, back up to you.
Welcome back to Jenison Fieldhouse as Michigan State with a big start on this one as they will flip events. And now looking back at Iowa on bars, what really sticks out to you on that one, Abby?
They definitely were some average, high 9.7s, 9.8s.
As just reading over them, Tolan had a 9.7, Rogers had a 9.775, Greenwald had a 9.750, Steffensmeyer had a 9.775, Kaji had a 9.8, and Henderson had a 9.8. So that's good enough for 48.9. Now over to Michigan State to get ready for bars. Back looking at that vault and the anchor with Steven, a 9.95, and that got him over the hump of 49.1. Abby, how fantastic is that?
It's amazing. The crowd loved it. Everyone loved it. She definitely deserved that perfect score, and it was a great way to carry Michigan State over to their next event of bars.
And I talked to Coach Rill. This is the event he really wants to work on. He feels like it's their weakness at the moment, but he just wants to keep on working with this team. If they can get a 49 on this event, it's definitely possible that they could reach that goal.
For sure, yeah. 49 and above would be huge for Michigan State on bars, like you said. Coach Rowe has been working on details with them, making sure they hit those handstands, going aggressive to get that perfect horizontal, vertical handstand on the bar, so they do not get that deduction. There was that vault again.
Yeah, another look at the vault. What a way to anchor for the freshman, coming off just the accolades. I'm sure she's going to pile them up throughout the season for Michigan State. Just looking at her, talking to her teammates as Iowa gets ready to start on vault.
Kendall LaPlante here.
Kendall LaPlante started for Iowa.
So replay of that. There's that Yurchenko full again. Good landing, a little bit to the side, which the judges will deduct for.
And now Steven, who anchored, will start on bars for Michigan State.
Release back up to the high bar. Like some of the Iowa gymnasts, she is very tall, so working bars is definitely tricky. Perfect shoot over to handstand right there. Just her dismount left. There's a blind full into a double tuck. Not as sticky of feet as they were on vault, but pretty routine from Gabby Steven. It's definitely hard after you get a perfect score on an event to carry over to the next event. It's really exciting. A lot of energy to contain in an event.
Now over to Alexandra Greenwald.
Another Yurchenko full. Almost a stuck landing. You'll see a lot of those Yurchenko fulls at this meet today. Again, it starts at a 9.95 start value.
Another look at Gabby.
Slightly over-rotated that double tuck at the end. There was Greenwald's vault again. Really good landing for her.
As Elena Raybon will get ready for Michigan State. Another one of those captains for the Spartans.
She's going to do a mount over the low bar. to a piked Jaeger, a little bit close to the bar. Makes it a little bit tough for that shoot over connection, but she managed. Good hit last handstand. She's got a very unique dismount here. Beautiful. It's a very, very tough dismount. You don't see it that often because a forward landing like that is definitely hard to spot. You can't see the ground until it literally hits you in the feet, so you have to have great air awareness.
Now over to who Zach talked about with Linda Zivit. Now first time competing at Jenison, but in a different leotard with the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Wow.
She's pumped.
A laid out Tsukahara. That is definitely a unique vault, and it is a 10-0 start value vault. So if she would have stuck that landing, I'm sure she would have gotten that 10-0, but not 10-0, but still a really, really pretty vault. You have to have a lot of power to do that vault.
And you gotta think there's a little bit extra motivation trying to impress Michigan State as well.
Definitely. I'm sure she still has a lot of friends on the team, and she's still really close with the coaches, so I'm sure they're very happy to see her competing vault tonight.
Leah Mitchell will go next for Michigan State.
The veteran. She is beautiful in this event.
Steven got a 9.7 on bars for Michigan State. LaPlante got a 9.775 on vault, and Greenwald got a 9.675. Mitchell, once again, one of those leaders, led a camp over break to help with leadership and kind of gel this Spartan team together.
You can definitely tell. Her form is just perfect on this event. Toes are always pointed, always together. Her legs are straight. Beautiful shoot over to handstand, right into a toe circle, back up to the high bar. Another hit handstand, just the dismount left for Leah. Double layout. Great landing.
Big landing there for Mitchell. Decided to come back for another year after Michigan State's season was cut short because of COVID. And I'm sure she's happy she did.
Definitely. She's just so solid on every single event. The coaches have a lot of trust in her.
Zivit got a 9.8 for Iowa as Guerin just went. Get another look at it.
That was a beautiful Yurchenko full. She had that little kick out of her layout, showing the judges that she had enough height. Showing off her power in the air. Great technique.
Elena Raybon got a 9.725 on bars for MSU. Now Jory Jackard ready to go. She's been with Michigan State for a while.
Jackard had a 9.85 at the meet last weekend.
Let's see if she can match it or beat it.
Huge straddle Jaeger. Into the shoot over. She held that handstand for a second on the low bar, just showing the judges that she was exactly vertical. Line full, a little bit short on that handstand into a double tuck. Stuck landing, there it is. That's what Coach Rowe's looking for.
Another big reaction from the Michigan State crowd. Her teammates surround her. You can just really tell they want this meet right now.
Great momentum. Especially getting their weakest event out of the way.
Bridget Killian now to go for Iowa.
Another Yurchenko full. Had great distance. Great form in the air. Just a slight hop on the landing. That'll be a big score for Iowa.
Just a little fun fact. Gabby's 9.95 on vault is tied for the third in school history. The last Spartan to get a 9.95 on vault was former Spartan and current volunteer assistant coach Elena Cartwright on March 6th of 2015. Steven is the fourth different Spartan gymnast in program history, the 9.95 or higher, and she's only a freshman.
That's huge. It's only going to get better from here.
Incredible. Now Skyla Schulte, another freshman to watch tonight to go for Michigan State.
She is so strong on this event. Just a dismount left. Pretty quick routine. Squeezing those legs so tight. Double layout. Wow. Another stuck landing. Wow. I think they do have glue on their feet tonight.
Do you think they're feeling it right now or what?
Gosh, the environment in here is crazy.
How contagious is a really good performance from a gymnast in front of you to carry that over for other gymnasts as well?
Yeah, well, you can definitely tell that the team is closely knit, so Michigan State, it means a lot for them when their teammates and their friends hit routines, and it just makes you want to hit it even more.
Q Henderson now.
Great vault. Yurchenko full again. Like I said, the most common vault you'll see in NCAA.
So MSU right now, Steven had a 9.7 on bars. Raybon had a 9.725. Mitchell had a 9.825. Jory Jackert had a 9.9, so she did indeed improve her score.
Then Skyla with a 9.925 as the judges flash her score.
Schulte, another big performance, like you said, 9.925.
You can definitely tell that those stuck landings matter. The two highest scores have been people who have stuck their dismounts.
Now Harkness.
She is also beautiful on this event. A Ginger release. Beautiful hit handstand into her shoot over handstand. Just the dismount. It's looked so good so far. Half in, half out. Another stuck landing.
Another big landing. MSU continues to go crazy.
It looks like they don't know how to not stick a landing.
You think they're having fun or what right now?
That's what it's all about.
And plus it being at home just adds an extra motivation for them as well.
Definitely. Huge dismount. She really, really fought for that landing. The judges could take a little bit maybe for her feet not being perfectly next to each other, but it definitely was a stuck landing.
And Roe talked about how everyone is helped by crowds, and just having family here as well just gives them extra motivation, makes them better. It makes them more relaxed as well.
For sure.
So you can really see that performance at the moment.
Definitely.
So
Well, it's all fun and games at home. They also have to know how to do it away, so that's what is great about having that team camaraderie.
So Michigan State will finish with a 49.075 on bars. They continue to keep on getting those 49 pluses. They got their weakest event, according to Roe, out of the way. Now they got floor and beam next. For Iowa on vault, they ended up with a 49.025. So those two teams just remain neck and neck at the moment, as both vault and bar is out of the way for both squads. Michigan State currently leads by a 0.25 margin at the moment.
There's Naomi German on the bars for the exhibition spot.
Michigan State feeling it right now, both teams as expected. All right, we will take a quick break. Michigan State leads 98.4 to Iowa's 97.925. A really close meet right now. Plenty of storylines to watch. Don't go anywhere. You're watching gymnastics on Big Ten Plus.
back.
So now Michigan State and Iowa, they have 2 events left. Michigan State will be on beam. Iowa will be on the floor. It's probably going to come down to that last event. Abby, who has the advantage for that?
Definitely the home team. The Spartans will have the advantage on the floor exercise. While it's a longer routine and the judges can take more, if their ball keeps rolling in the right direction, they should have no issue, and they are going to have a blast on the floor exercise.
Let's look at Iowa's vault scores. Got that 49.025. What really sticks out to you?
They're all pretty good scores. They definitely could have improved a little bit on the landings, which would have made those scores go up into the 9-9 area. But overall, I'd say a pretty solid vault rotation.
And now over to Michigan State, who gets ready for beam, looking at their scores on bars as Gabby Stephen and then Raybon, Mitchell, Jackard, Schulte, Harkness got a 49.3 combined. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, that definitely didn't look like their weakest event. They looked really solid. They were focusing on those details, and they had 3 scores hit 9-9, which is huge for the Spartans.
So Michigan State, as they get ready for beam, Coach Rowe talks about how for many, many years, the Achilles heel, the Spartan squad has always been beam. Last weekend for the last meet, obviously they had the fall to start. Those girls really stepped out. They kept on getting 9.9s and above. A fantastic performance all the way around for Michigan State.
Yeah, it was really, really impressive. When you start with a fall on beam especially, it puts a real big amount of pressure on the girls that still have to go, since you only get to drop that 1 score.
As Michigan State gets ready.
This is Delaney Harkness. Harkness had a 9.725 last meet. Handspring layout series, no issue on that. She does a great job looking confident up on the beam, which is definitely not easy to do. Side aerial connection into a switch leap. Straddle quarter. She's being very sharp. Cat leap to an aerial. Tuck full dismount. Great way to start off. Definitely better than last week.
Much better. Harkness last time at a 9.725. She went second in the order. Now leading off for Michigan State.
The coaches definitely trust her, putting her in that position. Really sets the tone for the whole rotation.
Now Iowa gets ready for their first floor routine. It will be Bridget Killian.
Iowa has some great and very fun floor routines. I'm sure they're going to get to show us here.
Killian last time out had a 9.75.
We'll start out here with a huge triple full. That looks easy for her. That is an E tumbling pass, the hardest it gets. Front full, front pike. Little hesitant on the landing. Getting her teammates involved in her floor routine definitely helps with the energy and stamina going into this last pass. A double tuck. Step backwards. But great energy and a great performance to start off Iowa on floor.
Delaney Harkness got a 9.7 to start off for beam, so way better start for the Spartans there.
Definitely. There's that triple full again. That is not easy to do. Here's Alyssa Wiedemann. Backhand spring layout step out series. Very solid. Her full turn requirement. While beam doesn't have any music to it, the gymnasts, when they're home, they get to pick what music they want when they're on the balance beam. Cat leap into a front toss. She's also looking really confident up there. Her jump connection, a split 3/4. Just the dismount left for Alyssa. Get a little bit of a smile as she is headed into her last skill on the beam. A gainer full, stuck dismount, there it is.
Wiedemann was the one gymnast last time that did not compete for Michigan State on beam. Now filling in to that number 2 hole in the rotation.
She definitely earned that spot. Hopefully she'll get to keep it after that routine.
Wiedemann, a 5'5" junior from Springboro, Ohio. As that's Marissa Rajos getting ready with Lion King.
Front through to a double tuck. Great landing. She did not compete at this last meet this past weekend against UCLA in Minnesota. She's doing a great job here though. Small but powerful. Double pike, a little bit of a short landing, but she played it off nicely. Very cute, powerful routine. She did a great job. Coach Libby loved it.
Wiedemann with a 9.75 for Michigan State. And now the freshman to watch, Gabby Stephen.
A cool mount to start. Like I said, she's got some very unique skills in this beam routine. The front aerial to 2 feet, she does that with ease on that 4-inch beam. Full turn. A lot of gymnasts tend to pick some calmer music when they're up on the beam to calm their heart rate. Make sure they're okay up there. Here's her series. A little bit off on there. Her foot slipped on the landing. Caused her to fall off that beam.
Some words of encouragement from her teammates.
Balance beam is all about coming back even stronger. You gotta play it off and finish your routine even better. Her jump connection. That is an extremely uncharacteristic mistake for Stephen. Here's the dismount. Round off double full. Still a good ending to the routine. I'm sure she's not too happy with that, but she still has floor to come back on.
Lots of hugs from her teammates. Steven last time out had a 9.9 on beam.
Her foot definitely slipped. Looked a little bit off just to begin with. A little bit crooked.
As now Mackenzie Vance goes for Iowa. She's a senior from Buda, Texas.
Front double full. There's that E pass again, the hardest. When gymnasts do that, sometimes they only have to compete 2 passes to meet their requirements. A back 1.5 front tuck. Looks like that might have been supposed to be a layout. Either way, she still has to finish this routine. Beautiful loop connection there. Floor is definitely a lot harder when you are the away team. The crowd doesn't know your routines. It's harder to capture that energy throughout the crowd.
And how would you describe her performance right now on floor?
So far, so good. I mean, she still has this last pass to go, which is definitely the hardest, but first pass was solid. A little bit of a hop to the side there on her last pass. I'm sure she was a little bit tired. Solid performance.
As Mitchell was one of those 9.9s last time out for Michigan State. We'll get ready to go on beam.
There's her last pass of Rudy, which is a front 1.5 twist.
So 9.075 for Steven.
A little bit of a mix-up on the names here. Sometimes that happens, just some confusion with the rotation order.
Leah looks ready. Coach Rowe talked about how even after that fall last meet, all of his gymnasts that followed in the order were completely relaxed and ready, and it's going to be that similar situation after the Steven fall.
Yes, definitely. They've got to keep their composure, even though they had that fall. Leah does a triple series here. Back handspring, layout, step out. Slight bobble. Gotta keep it cool and play it off. Leah is one of those rare gymnasts that actually looks like she's having fun on the balance beam. There's a front aerial. She's smiling at her teammates and the judges. Split jump straddle quarter. She is just an overall beautiful gymnast. Just the dismount here. Round off 1.5 twist. Pretty low on that landing. Pretty good comeback routine after that fall though.
So solid performance for the senior leader, Mitchell. Killian had a 9.825 on floor for Iowa, and Rojas had a 9.8.
There was that series again with that wobble and the dismount. Again, she fights for that landing, but a little bit low. The judges might have to take off for that.
Harkness had a 9.7, and Wiedemann had a 9.75, and Steven's score is most likely going to be dropped for the Spartans. Jaquavia Henderson.
Front through the double tuck. Great controlled landing.
Check that, that's Linda Zivit right now, former Spartan.
Huge leaps. She is really getting into this floor routine. She's putting on a performance, which is what floor is all about. Front Rudy to back layout step out. One of my favorite passes. She's a great performer. Sure, that was really fun for her being back here at Jennison Fieldhouse.
Just looking at that music choice and just performance right there, what kind of gymnast do you think she's like?
It's definitely hard to tell, but she is extremely powerful. You can tell from her tumbling. So she's got a lot of energy and motivation within her. Skyla on beam. Showing off her flexibility there in her dance. As you see, a lot of those gymnasts are doing those full turns. That is a requirement. They have to do that. Switch leap, switch side. That definitely did not look like she was on the beam. It looked like she was on the floor, which is what you want. Skyla's series. She definitely was a little bit off on that. Had to take a step back, but she played it off right into her dance. Her dismount. Ground off double tuck. Extremely challenging to dismount there. Another good comeback routine. They still look a little bit shaky after that fall, but staying on the beam is key.
Definitely a solid performance from Schulte, the 5'2" freshman. Last time out, she had a 9.85.
There's that series again. You can tell from that angle she definitely was a bit crooked, but she saved it.
And now this is Jaquavia Henderson. Her teammates call her Q.
She is an extremely powerful gymnast. She'll start with a full in. And here it goes. Huge. She's so bouncy. Has so much power in those legs. Does not take too much effort for her to do one of the hardest passes in college gymnastics. Huge over 180 leaps. Her whole team is getting into this floor routine. Her second and last pass here. Front through to a double tuck. Stuck cold. She did not need to step on that dismount. What a great floor routine. Great performance, great tumbling. She looked like she had so much fun.
And now over to Garcia as she gets ready to go.
This is a huge spot for her, the anchor.
Indeed it is. Mitchell had a 9.550.
She looks cool, calm, and collected. Let's see her series right here. Beautiful. Gotta take deep breaths up there on that beam. There's a front aerial into a split jump. She's being extremely sharp with her dance, showing the judges that she's confident. Switch leap split jump. Looks pretty perfect to me so far. The dismount left here. An aerial, fold. That was an amazing routine. I didn't see anything wrong with that one.
Garcia, big performance right there. Michigan State needed it badly. Garcia, one of those sophomores on Rowe's squad that he talked about that he almost considers a freshman because of last year's meets being cut short.
She didn't look like a freshman up there on that beam.
And now Lauren Guerin.
She's got a huge full in to start this routine. Wow, she just floats up there. She has gotten the score of a 9.975 7 times.
Wow.
So she has been close to that 10.0 7 times. Great performer and dancer. Here's her last pass here. A front through to a double tuck. That might be close to perfect too. That was an amazing floor routine.
Wow. A 9.9 for Bailey Garcia. So the Spartans will finish with a 48.625 on beam. Still waiting that last score for Iowa. Q Henderson got a 9.9 on floor for the Hawkeyes.
Here's Gianna Khalifi in the exhibition spot.
Took a fall last time for the Spartans as the lead role for them.
And she did fall on that last week too. Although this is the exhibition spot, she definitely wanted to prove to her coaches that she could stay on her series, but unfortunately she was a little bit off. This is what the exhibition spot is used for. Put girls that are potential lineup options in the exhibition spot to see how they handle the pressure of being at a place like Jenison.
So that final score is now in for Iowa. They finished floor with a 49.350. Q Henderson had a 9.9. Zivit had a 9.875. Guerin had a 9.950. Fantastic performance from her. Killian had a 9.825. Rojas a 9.8. And Gilchrist had a 9.7. So as we head into the final events, Iowa currently leads 147.275 to Michigan State's 147.025. Do you think the Spartans can reclaim that lead?
I definitely think they can. Floor is one of their strongest events. It's the event that they have most fun on, and ending on a routine like Bailey Garcia's beam routine definitely will help them going into their last rotation.
Garcia with that big performance that was needed badly from the Spartans continues to do it for them. We will find out if Michigan State can reclaim that lead. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Michigan State will be on floor, Iowa will be on beam. You are watching gymnastics on Big Ten Plus.
time for the Buick Lucky Roll of the Week. Make some noise and look around for the sales and marketing interns to find out where the Lucky Roll of the Week is. Congratulations to tonight's Lucky Roll of the Week. They each are receiving a Buick Rally Towel, courtesy of Buick, a proud supporter of MSU Athletics.
Welcome back to Jensen Fieldhouse. After 3 rotations, Iowa currently leads 147.275 to Michigan State's 147.025. Let's look back at the floor exercise for Iowa. That was huge for them, 49.350. Henderson with a 9.9, Guerin with a 9.950. Abby, what was your thoughts on that performance?
They brought the energy. It's definitely hard being away on the floor exercise, but they did a great job just using their team to motivate them and get their stamina up. And it was a really solid performance by everyone on the floor for Iowa.
Now over to Michigan State, who gets ready for floor beam. We talked about how in past years it's been their Achilles heel. Wasn't the best tonight, a 48.625. A fall from Steven, little stumble from Mitchell, but overall, Bailey Garcia was fantastic.
Yeah, Bailey has definitely earned her spot as that anchor. She got a very high score last weekend as well, and she's just so consistent, so I definitely think she will stay in that spot in meets to come, but the beam lineup definitely will shift after a couple bobbles and a couple falls from a couple different gymnasts.
Schulte and Steven have definitely been the gymnasts to watch, as well as Q Henderson for Iowa. Let's remind the viewers, what are the judges looking for on the floor exercise for Michigan State and the beam exercise for Iowa?
Yeah, definitely floor is all about the performance. Even if you don't have sky-high tumbling or the best landings, you have to make it look like you are the most confident and pretty much like you're a dancer out there. You can definitely use your personality to your advantage and show the judges what you're made of to get that high score. And then over on beam, it's all about precision and being sharp with your dance. And honestly, just looking confident, even though it's a 4-inch wide beam.
Schulte, Steven, both gymnasts to watch, as well as Q Henderson. And Adeline Kenlin, she is not actually performing tonight. Not sure quite why. Could be an injury, could be sickness. Not totally sure on that one. But Michigan State getting ready. Mitchell, Coach Rowe getting their squad ready. Let's go over that order for Michigan State. On floor, it's going to be Sydney Ewing, Leah Mitchell, Gabby Steven, Delaney Harkness, Ashley Hoflick, Skylar Schulte, Jory Jackard. That's going to be big. And then now over to Iowa for their beam performance, Ellie Gilchrist, Aubrey Nick, Bridget Killian, Mackenzie Vance, Claire Kaji, Marissa Rojas, and Allison Zolke.
Here's Allie starting her beam routine here. Side aerial back handspring. Oh no, she was off on that from the beginning of that back handspring. Too crooked to fix that mistake there. That is a huge mistake for Iowa. Just like Michigan State last week when they started out with a fall. It's really hard to come back from that. She's got to finish strong, though, for her team. A side summy, you don't see those too often. She did it very well. Gainer pike dismount, stuck, fought for that landing. Definitely not the routine she wanted.
No. So like you said, Michigan State showed what kind of team they were last week when they faced adversity with that rough start on beam. Now it's going to be down to the Iowa Hawkeyes and how they are as a team. They're going to really show it right here in this final rotation.
Definitely, they're going to have to pull out whatever they got.
You know, Sydney Ewing, the 5'5" senior from Frisco, Texas.
She's got a great routine here. Such an intricate dancer. Starts out with a front double full. Great landing and a smile to finish it. I love Sydney's routine because she goes from this huge smile to this seriousness that fits her personality great. Beautiful switch leap. Just like beam, the judges want to see over a 180 split in any leaps or jumps to get full credit. Back 1.5 into a front full, very difficult pass. That was a great routine to start off
nice.
Michigan State's floor rotation.
And when I was talking to Coach Rowe, I brought up this situation where it could come down to this final event. He said, that's not our concern. We want to take this gymnast by gymnast, rotation by rotation.
Yeah, it's definitely part of the focusing on details aspect of gymnastics.
Now over to Aubrey Nick.
Handspring layout here. You can see the nerves get to her just a little bit. Front aerial, beautiful connection. Leap connection there, a little bit short on those splits. Dismount.
9.9 for Sydney Ewing on floor. As now the Michigan State crowd sees it, and big hugs from her teammates.
Like I said, ending on floor is such a great energy boost, especially starting out with that 9.9 from Sydney Ewing.
And now for the performance from Nick.
There's that series. She definitely was a little bit off. Was able to compose it and stay on the beam. Fought for that landing.
Mitchell looks on. Big spot for her. Definitely a spot she's been in before as well, many, many times.
Definitely helps being a senior, a veteran. Sometimes the energy can get to you. Have too much momentum, too much adrenaline, but she does a great job at containing all the excitement.
So like I said, 9.9 for Michigan State to start from Ewing. Now Mitchell.
This is such a great performance. She has so much fun. Double tuck to start. She might have stayed in. Hard to tell. but a pretty big step nonetheless. Looking right at those judges. There's our second pass here. Round off 1.5 layout. She looked a little bit off on that. Her leaps there. Last pass here. Gotta take deep breaths, deep breaths. Get whatever energy you have left. Double pike. A little bit short on the landing. You could tell she was a little bit tired. Decent overall performance and routine from Leah.
Could be good enough for Michigan State. Just gotta keep on taking it one step at a time.
There's the double tuck. It does look like
foot on
I
the
think
line.
she stayed in. As long as your foot doesn't go over that white line.
Now Bridget
There's
Killian.
deductions. Spring layout series. She had a 9.85 on this event last meet. Front tuck, an extremely difficult skill, especially on a 4-inch beam. Two switch leaps in a row. Takes definitely a lot of leg strength. Ends her routine with a round off double full. Fights for that landing. The judges will take a little bit off because her feet were not fully together, but a stuck landing.
Aubrey Nick at a 9.7. At a second in the rotation for beam. Another look at the most recent beam performance.
Staking a beam routine after a teammate has fallen is definitely a great accomplishment. A sigh of relief once you get off that beam.
Now Gabby Stephen, who was fantastic on vault, took a fall on beam, goes on floor.
Like I said, gymnastics is all about coming back stronger. A little bit of a mix-up on the music. Judges give her the opportunity to start again. Front double full into a front tuck, an extremely difficult pass. One of those E passes that she does with ease. Sometimes it's hard for freshmen to come out of their shell in a floor routine like this, but as you can see, she does a great job. Here's your second pass here. Huge double pike. It literally looks so easy for her. I promise it is not that easy. What a way to finish the meet. Even after a fall on beam, She composed herself and did an amazing floor routine.
And like you talked about, that bounce back was huge for her right there.
Definitely.
And now that's Vance on beam. Mackenzie Vance, a senior from Buda, Texas.
She will start out with this handspring layout series. Very confident in that landing. That is a very unique skill, a side aerial to 2 feet. Jump connection there. She will finish off the routine with an aerial tuck full dismount. That's all she's got left. Stuck landing. They definitely like that routine.
9.875 for Gabrielle Steven on floor. Big performance for her. Like you said, big bounce back as well.
For sure, she'll definitely like that score.
And now Delaney Harkness, big spot for her. 5'4" sophomore from Leslie, Michigan.
I love this routine. She really works it. Starting off with a huge full in. She's got a little bit of sass in this dance. Getting the team involved. One more pass to finish it off. Front layout, front Rudy, beautifully finished. Great routine from Delaney Harkness.
She's excited, so is her teammates.
Just a couple more routines for Michigan State. They need a couple hits.
And now here's Claire Kaji. We talked about her in the open. Big spot for her. She needs a big score.
This is definitely the spot you want a veteran like Claire Kaji in. The series there. Very calm up there. Cat leap into a side aerial. She has perfect technique. Her jump series there, a split jump into a split 3/4. She will finish with a handspring gainer, full. That was a very, very pretty routine. I did not see many mistakes in that routine.
Big performance for her. Harkness got a 9.825. Last time out, she had a 9.85, so just slightly below that last score. And now for Ashley Hoflick.
Another great performer here from Michigan State. Double pike. She did not even need to take a step back on that. Back 1.5 twist into a front layout, and she dances right out of it. Just one more pass to go for Ashley. Double tuck, great landing. Another great routine for Ashley.
Wow. Once again, last time out she had a 9.925. Definitely a similar score.
She has huge tumbling. Great controlled landings almost every single time.
So good, and it now comes down to Marissa Rojas.
She did not compete in the beam lineup last meet, so this anchor spot is really, really important and big for her. Good handspring layout series. Looks confident to start. Switch lead connection there. There's a front tuck. Looked a little bit off, but she played it off cool right into that flutter jump. And a great routine for Iowa to finish off on beam.
So without that score included at the moment, I was at a 48.3, most likely going to drop that 9.025, and that now comes down to the freshman.
Although she's a freshman, this is the exact person you want in this position for Michigan State.
She needs to get above a 9.7.
Huge full in. This routine fits Skyla perfectly. She is so bubbly, has so much fun on the floor. Parents, both alumni of Michigan State. I'm sure they are watching. Here she goes with her second pass. Front through the double tuck. A little bit of a step forward on the landing. But there is Skyla Schulte, a great floor routine.
Wow. Iowa, big score right there, celebration. It was a 9.925 for Rojas to anchor her in that situation.
It has been an amazing meet of gymnastics tonight.
It really has, and it was back and forth all night long. We're still awaiting that final score from Schulte. going to be a 9.825.
Here's an exhibition routine for Iowa. Really unique side aerial. She switched her legs in the air on that. That is extremely difficult to do. Good exhibition routine for Iowa there.
Really nice routine. So for Michigan State on floor, they'll finish with a 49.325. Schulte had a 9.825. Hoflick had a 9.9. Gabby Stephen had a 9.875. Leah Mitchell had a 9.7. Her score will be dropped. Harkness had a 9.825. And Ewing started off strong with a 9.9. For Iowa on beam, they finished with a 49.2.
Here's an exhibition floor routine from Jory Jacker. Front layout, front Rudy. Unique routine for Jory here. The Michigan State coaches do a great job with this choreography and making sure they encapsulate each and every one of their gymnast personalities within the dance.
And Rowe, one of the things about his coaching staff, he loves to have all of his coaches co-coach each event.
I think that's what gives Michigan State such good team camaraderie, is everyone is involved in everything.
So a really nice performance from Jacker, but the final score here, number 16 Iowa will take down number 15 Michigan State 196.475 to 196.350. So the Spartans will fall down 0.125 was the difference in this match. Really close performance, but it was the beam that really was that Achilles heel for the Spartans.
Definitely, and that almost just 1/10 of a difference. That is the difference of a toe point. Someone's foot could have been flexed on a handstand on bars. They could have moved a foot slightly on the beam, but it is definitely Coach Rowe, what he's talking about with those details. This is a prime example of how focusing on those details can win you a meet.
Lauren Guerin and Q Henderson both had great performances throughout the night. Henderson had a 9.85 on vault, a 9.8 on bars, and a 9.9 on floor. Guerin had a 9.825 on vault and 9.950 on floor. We will take a quick break. When we come back, Zach will have the interview with the gymnast of the night, and we will go over the awards as well. Final score here, Iowa 196.475, Michigan State 196.350. You're watching gymnastics on Big Ten Plus.
Spartan gymnast Angela Monti and her daughters Sophia and Ava. Our individual award winners this evening on the vault. In third place with a score of 9.825 from Iowa, Lauren Guerin. In second place with a score of 9.850 from Iowa, Jerkavia Henderson.
Welcome back to Jensen Fieldhouse, and now we're going to send it down to the public address announcer with the awards.
Congratulations, ladies. Please salute. On the bars, in third place, with a score of 9.9 from Michigan State University, Jory Jacker. A tie for first place, with a 9.925 on the bars from Michigan State University, Delaney Harkness. Also in first place with a 9.925 from Michigan State University, Skylar Shelty. Congratulations to our bar champions this evening. Ladies, please salute. Our main champions this evening, a two-way tie for third place. With a 9.875 from Iowa, Claire Kachi. Also with a 9.875 from Iowa, Bridget Killian. In second place with a score of 9.9 from Michigan State University, Bailey Garcia. Our beam champion this evening with a score of 9.925 from Iowa, Marissa Rojas. Congratulations, ladies. Please salute. Three-way tie for second place on the floor with a score of 9.9 from Iowa, Jerkavia Henderson. Also in second place with a 9.9 from Michigan State University, Ashley Hopefully. Also with a 9.9 in second place from Michigan State University, Sydney Ewing. Our fourth champion this evening with a score of 9.950 from Iowa, Lauren Guerin. Congratulations, ladies. Please salute. In the all-around competition, in second place with a 38.7 from Michigan State University, Gabby Stephen. Our all-around champion this evening with a 39.225 from Michigan State University, Skylar Shelty. Congratulations, ladies. Please salute. In the team competition with us, in second place with 196.350, Michigan State University, And in first place this evening with a 196.475, the Iowa Hawkeyes. Congratulations to all of our participants this evening. Spartan fans, please stay off of the floor and do not congregate after the conclusion of the meet. The doors will be closed shortly. We thank you for your cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, for your safety and the safety of others around you, please stay off of the gymnastics equipment. Spartan athletics.
Welcome back to Jensen Fieldhouse, home of the Michigan State Spartans. In a close one, they fall to number 15, Iowa, 196.475 to 196.350. Abby, what happened in this meet?
Michigan State definitely looked strong in the first two events. Their downfall was definitely beam. They had a couple falls, a couple wobbles, so that definitely hurt them, and that's where that 0.125 of a 10 is coming from. They definitely will look to rebound in the next meet.
Something positive for the Spartans was the true freshman Gabby Stephen, a 9.95 on vault, which is tied for the third in school history. She was pretty darn good today. She did have a fall on beam, but besides that, Michigan State did get those 49s. They were almost there, but they just got to improve on beam.
Yeah, definitely, and it's still the beginning of the season, so they have plenty of time to improve, and the coaches will definitely get them ready for the next meet.
Thank you everyone for watching. Iowa pulls out the win. I'm Onozis, that's Abby Larson. Thank you for watching gymnastics on Big Ten Plus.
Hello everyone, welcome back into Jensen Fieldhouse. I'm Zach Sardenik. Tonight in East Lansing, the 16th ranked Iowa Hawkeyes knocked off the 15th ranked Spartans in a meet that was close throughout and decided by less than 0.2 of a point, with the Hawkeyes finishing at a score of 196.475 and Michigan State at 196.350. Spartans jumped out to an early lead in the meet with some strong performances at the beginning, capped by Gabby Stephen putting up a 9.95 on the vault. Only the fourth gymnast in program history to hit that mark, and tied her for third in the program's history. But Iowa was able to complete the comeback thanks to Lauren Guerin picking up a 9.95 on the floor and leading the way in Iowa's late push that led them out with the victory. Both teams sure to compete in the Big Ten going forward as they continued their strong seasons so far tonight. That's all we've got for you here from Jensen Fieldhouse. Thanks for watching. I'm Zach.